If you're a podcast host, listen up, this one's for you. My name is Allie Jackson. I'm the host of Finding Mr. Height, a dating and relationship podcast that I've been doing for 4 years now, sharing my positive and practical approach to dating that's built on my own life experience. And I wanted to share another experience that I've had, my secret behind monetizing my show. It's called Red Circle, and I was just telling my colleague about how much I love their platform. With Red Circle, not only am I getting a seamless hosting experience, but I also love the support I receive in ad sales. It's not just typical ad sales either. It's targeted opportunities based on my show and my life. And the platform is super simple. You just set your preferences and Red Circle matches you with sponsors that align with your show. You can vet every opportunity and their platform gives you great analytics. More recently too, my Red Circle team has brought me opportunities outside of my podcast on social media to really augment the podcast partnerships, bring them full circle. I just can't recommend them enough. If you want to give it a try, go to redcircle.com to get your free trial. That's redcircle.com for a free trial.
Welcome to Tunnel Talk, No Facts, All Feelings Wrestling Podcast on the Social Suplex Network. I'm Allie.
I'm Ann.
And I'm Leah.
I'd like to start today by addressing our enemies.
Number one, God.
Number one, God, you know what you did. Do you guys accept this proposition?
Yeah.
I just want to say this is picking up from a conversation that preceded the recording to the streaming conglomerates of this world, to your HBO Maxes, your Hulus, your Disney Pluses, even to your Spotifys. I mean, to all of you who are asking, who I'm logging into my friend's HBO Max account as God intended. I'm living in community. Yeah. And you're saying to me like, please upgrade to access from a location that's not your home location. I will not. I want to say it here. I want everybody to hear it. I want all of the listeners to hear. HBO Max, I know you listen. Disney Plus, I know you listen. I have reached the end of my rope. I will not purchase your service. I do not care how many of you combine. I do not care what you put on your online platforms. I am not paying for you anymore, ever again.
It's so funny as a threat because you're not paying for them now.
I know, but they think that with these new measures, they can force those of us on the outskirts of streaming society to go mainstream. Yeah. You can't.
So true.
And here's the thing. Here's why they should value us.
Yes.
We are tastemakers.
Yes.
True. We have a popular podcast.
We educate the IWC about offerings on Peacock.
Yeah. All kinds of prestige.
We are shilling for everybody all the time.
We get on this podcast and we say, oh God, don't you guys want to watch something other than wrestling?
So
I wish we got paid by someone for all the times we've driven traffic.
We're talking The Pit. We're talking Interview with the Vampire. We're talking your 911s.
God.
Listen, when new 911 comes out, I think I'm going to be insufferable.
That's tonight. Tonight's the first episode.
Is it?
Is
Yeah.
it?
Okay.
Of Nashville?
No. It's new.
Regular 911. Yeah, I've unfortunately, again, I got to get off Twitter again, but I've been training our algorithm to show us tons of 911 content.
When does that show come out?
No idea. I learned this week that some 911 fans are preying on 911 Nashville's downfall, and that troubled me greatly. I said, we are all brothers and sisters of God.
I don't know how you could watch that trailer and think this is not in keeping with the spirit of 911. Because
that is our sibling, and we want our sibling to succeed.
Yeah.
What has happened on this show since they got out? I just want everyone to know I'll never pay. I'll never pay. I've reached the end of my rope. I'll never pay.
Yeah,
No.
and I told you guys this last night, but my brother is applying for jobs right now in data science, and he saw a listing for Warner Brothers Discovery, which honestly, like, I have too much of a, like, oh, my friend, Warner Brothers Discovery reaction, which, like, I shouldn't know what kind of organization distributes the stupid television show I watch. But they had a data scientist position advertised with the listing was parentheses password sharing.
I have a new thing I've been doing just this year. It started. I hear things sometimes and I just say aloud to myself, evil.
Yeah.
And that's evil. And I said to you, Anne, I said he should apply for the job and he should initiate CIA sabotage rules, destroy from the inside. I want him in there gumming up meetings, making sure nothing ever gets decided on, making sure they barely can agree on what a password is.
And I passed that along to him. I linked him to the CIA documents. So, yeah, he had already said I didn't apply for it because I'm not a snitch, but I think we could turn him around maybe.
Sometimes it's important to be not a snitch, but to infiltrate. Infiltration.
Sometimes you got to do what you got to do. Yeah.
As I said on our group chat, the CIA is evil, but they did pop off with those sabotage guidelines. And then I said, I guess they're evil because they popped off with those sabotage guidelines. But
you got the feeling they just sat down and, like, off the top of their head came out with it. You know, it's like, you're too good at this.
Yeah.
If you guys haven't read them, listeners,
you've got to look them up.
Yeah. CIA.
Again, tastemakers.
Tastemakers. Yeah, who's paying us for that? But the thing is, this is what the last time I was reading them, I was like, this is just my workplace. Like,
especially your
wait
workplace,
a second.
yeah.
Is somebody operating inside? Like, is someone doing this on purpose? It had never occurred to me. I'm like, somebody doesn't want decisions to get made. And then you start seeing the world through that. And you have to be careful. You don't want to go down a conspiracy hole. Anyway, what are we talking about? Wrestling?
Password sharing.
Password sharing? Our enemies?
Our enemies? Starting with God.
I'll never
going
pay.
down to streaming services.
I'll never pay.
I'd rather die than pay.
I'd rather die than pay. These mega corporations are banking on the idea that I want my slop so bad I'll pay for it. No, I want my slop so bad I'll go eat it out of the trash can, as God intended. I will so find slop on the streets.
Yeah. I will steal that roll from the cart as I run by.
I will steal bread. 24601. Anyway, let's talk about the wrestling, okay? That's about enough of that. Toni hit us with another 2.5 super special this week. He said, I heard you love those Babysitters Club super specials. That's not what's happening here, Toni. If you're going to do 2.5 hours, it's just occurred to me. If you're going to do 2.5 hours, go to a special location. Go to a theme park.
Right, at least go on a cruise ship. If you had a Jericho cruise episode that was 2.5 hours, totally fine. If you had a summer camp episode, yeah, you can go 2.5 to 3 hours. Not a problem.
This is working me up now because I'm like, it would be we're so stupid. It would be so easy to make us be like, yeah, that's worth 2.5 hours for sure. Like, they went to a park? Yeah, that's worth 2.5 hours.
And if they started each, like, segment of the show with, like, a handwritten journal entry from a wrestler, yeah, you could do that too.
I would kill to read everybody's. Toni should make them do it. I bet their handwriting is so bad.
I bet it's terrible.
Okay,
do you think any of them know how to write cursive?
I wouldn't bet on it. No. Well, it's 2.5 hours. It was a normal show, just longer than usual. It's on a Tuesday. That's evil.
Yeah.
That was also evil.
That. Whole week's been thrown off. Last night, Wednesday, my dog kept trying to go upstairs to podcast and staring at me. He was like, it's not, I know. It feels like we should.
We're all confused.
And I, like your dog, kept being like, oh, it's almost time. And then being like, nothing. It's not time for anything.
My whole week, yeah.
Are you ready for nothing?
Should we talk about also what our state of beings were while watching the shows as like a preemptive disclaimer about the many things we're likely to get wrong about it?
No. Do you think that we should just pause here and let people reach out and guess what they think? Because I think based on everything we've ever said on this podcast, they can probably guess. Like, it's like, were you guys sleepy? Were you guys tired?
I actually wasn't sleepy. I was stoned.
That's
forgot.
option number 2 for
She was weeded out, yeah.
Yeah. And I was so sleepy, and I was like, this doesn't even make any sense. And then I remembered I had slept really badly, but so it did kind of make sense, except that I was fine until 5 p.m. and then I crashed really hard and I did not come back up.
I had a bad day at work, and I came home and slammed a weed seltzer, and then I was eating on my couch, and I saw Anne post to our group chat and was like, I don't know if I can make it through Dynamite tonight, and I was like, oh, fuck, it's Dynamite.
And it was like an hour and a half before Dynamite.
Well, that's what I said. I was like, Anne, the fact that you're saying, like, I'm so tired, how am I going to make it through Dynamite? And Dynamite doesn't start for an hour and a half is like, Jesus, take the wheel, please. They can't do it. These girls cannot do it. Well, we did do it. We watched it. We got lots to say. I've built in plenty of exits from this highway. So who knows where the car's going to go. We're in upstate New York. Let's get started. Okay. John Moxley, we're on Collision. This begins on Collision. I've said Mox's entrances really are cool. He was doing that like that red light shadow stuff.
The light stuff that they're doing is fun now, yeah.
He rocks. And then he was like spitting the whole way out. It was like, that's so nasty.
He's a full nasty boy.
You're so bad. This was for Mox, Daniel Garcia, and Claudio were fighting Jay Lethal. I was like, oh my God, Jay Lethal. And then I was like, wow, Jeff Jarrett really fucked your shit up, huh? Haven't seen you in a while. Have not seen you in a minute.
No, kind of forgot he was a person.
Yeah.
So. But I do feel fonder of him now.
I do.
It's the Sammy Guevara effect.
Yeah, the longer you know someone, we just soften on anyone who's been around long enough. It's like, well...
Especially if they go away for a while.
That's true. Jay Lethal, Adam Priest, and Tommy Billington didn't really recognize... I mean, I recognize the names. I don't know who those men are. Daddy Magic was on commentary. Danny Garcia, I think, won this match. I've said here he locked Jay Lethal to completion. I think he had him in a lock, and then Jay Lethal passed out, but I couldn't figure out how to type that earlier.
To completion is the only way you know how to say it now.
That's just the way that I know. Like it ends with a whimper. So, locked him to completion for the win. And while the Death Riders were heading out, Daddy Magic left commentary, approached Daniel Garcia, and started yelling at him to be a man and say it to his face. Danny's trying to walk away. Daddy Magic is following him, shouting, "Is this who you are?" He's basically, "This isn't how I raised you. This isn't the man I know."
But it also had, like, not that I think that their relationship is romantic at all, because it isn't, but you know that part in, like, the middle or at the climax of a rom-com where it's like, say it. Say you don't love me. Say it. I have to hear it. I have to hear you say it. That was his vibe a little.
And Danny Garcia grabbed the mic and he said, "This is so cruel. Can you not take a hint? Did you not understand when I stomped your face last week?"
That was so brutal. And then he said, "I loved you" in the past tense. It was like, oh boy.
And then he said something that was the wrongest thing I've ever heard. He said, "You were like a brother to me." It's like, I'm sorry. No, that's crazy. Your dad. That's straight up your father.
And in fact, he's called Matt his dad before. So I'm like, you're in front of John Moxley. You're afraid to say that's your daddy.
Yeah. It did just remind me of that. Sting's not my dad. He's my best friend. It's like, all you little boys, like, just acknowledge you have a father. It's okay. It's okay to say you have a father. Okay?
Sting's not my dad. He's my best friend was one of the funniest things anyone's ever said on Dynamite.
Oh, yeah.
It's honestly, it's like second only to, we have to find that Andrade clip where Andrade was like, how much for this little boy?
And then he was like, what did he was like, he belongs to Sting or something, and Toni was like, I think he just works with Sting. And Andrade goes, okay, how you know?
You know? That was me the other week when you said something and I was like, evidence? How you know? Oh my God. This was brutal. This was so sad. Yeah, so he gets into the whole thing where but when I was hanging around you, I was a loser, and that's because you're a loser too. Now I hang around winners, and they're going to be winners. Then I'm going to be a winner too. If I kept hanging around you, I was going to end up like that parasite. And then he points at Nigel McGuinness, who does a full, like, now why am I in the story?
Yeah, he's like, me? Like, why am I getting straight? I'm just sitting here.
And Toni had turned to look at him too, like, oh my God. Like, it was a full kind of like Housewives moment.
Yeah.
And so he said, I don't hate you. I thought he said something else there, but anyway.
But I thought that was one of the more brutal things when he was like, I don't hate you. I know it's hard. Hello?
Yeah. Oh, God.
You're
So
killing him?
condescending.
I know it's hard.
I know
just
it's
need
hard.
you to understand. Ouch. Awful. It reminded me sort of like that part in Mean Girls when Lindsay Lohan tells Janice Ian to like that she's like too cool to hang out with them.
my God,
now.
yeah.
And I was like, oh my God, this is brutal.
I know. It feels so bad too because poor Daddy Magic is all alone. Like, and I mean, it sort of works better without Jeff Parker because it's so devastating. But like,
Right, he has no one to like turn. Like, it's like he deserves to have his husband there so he can just turn and like bury his head in someone's chest and be like, I can't have anyone seeing my face right now. But he didn't have that. He just had to keep being there. And huge shout out to Love of Our Lives, Chimoth Boy, who clipped this for us and put a really special treat in there just for us. That somehow we all managed to we didn't spoil each other. Even though I knew that something exciting had happened, I was just like, I think it's probably just like the clip itself. And then what happened in the last moments.
I know.
Perfect.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing because I watched it second, so I knew there was something good because of Leah's reaction. But I was like, yeah, it must just be something like really cool on wrestling, I guess. But
It was just a perfect moment where I wasn't expecting it whatsoever, and I jolted, and then was like, "Oh my God, I'm gonna kiss Chimoth Boy on their face."
It was amazing. Anyway, we won't tell you what it was. So moving on. Mox was in the background though at the end of this, just mouthing "damn" to himself.
It was so funny.
He said
He was like us being like, "That's brutal."
Yeah,
I know.
Ooh,
To
right in
me,
the
it was like
Nigel
he was
strike.
like, seems like it's been a couple weeks since anyone nominated me for Mommy's Little Ham. I don't understand why my name hasn't been coming up. Like, yeah, you're still in the running. Don't worry, you're in the running every week. You're
Great
that
job.
good.
Great job. Yeah.
No one has ever been in the running as much as this, other than Matt Jackson, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. Mox is having one of the all-time Mommy's Little Ham
Generational
runs.
run, as the men would say.
Generational run. Yeah. Also, did you guys see that AEW on TikTok like set this clip to like Midwestern emo, they called it? And I was like, were they doing this bit before we started talking about Constantine?
Now, what do you mean by that?
Yeah.
What do you mean by that?
Excuse me.
And has
Feels
anyone
targeted.
reached out to Andrew?
Yeah. What's the status of contract negotiations with Andrew?
Mr. McMahon, what are you going to pay him? Okay, so then on Dynamite, Mox fought Ishii in what I've called here a big ol' hunked out rough dog fight. Interesting. This was a blast. This was so fun.
It's one of those matches that, like, I don't know that I have that much coherent to say, but somehow Ishii is, like, part of, like, the AEW fabric for me now, where I'm like, I love him. I die for him. The little fridge on legs.
The little fridge.
And then watching him and Mox go back and forth, I was like, this is life. Good for you guys. I loved
There's
it.
one part where I was like, and Ishii's moving so fast in this, and then he moved really slow right after that. So I was like, well, sometimes he's moving really fast.
He moved both
speeds.
ways, yeah. Mox was so sweaty afterwards, and so that's how you knew they had a really good time. Mox won by choking Ishii out. I don't think we have anything else to say about that. Just really good. And
Mox
then
is getting sexual fulfillment so much wrestling lately. I don't know what switch flipped, but
I don't know. I know what switch flipped. He didn't want that belt. Everyone accused him of boggarting the belt. They said he desperately wants the belt. He wants to keep the belt forever. No, he wanted to be free of the belt. Okay.
Yeah.
the belt was a chastity belt.
Yeah, I think that's right.
Mox
It was,
every day was scrabbling at his waist, like, get this thing off me.
yeah. He tried to hide it in the briefcase, but it was like the telltale heart where he could just hear it being like, you can't
come.
You can't come.
Perfect. No notes. Okay, other Death Riders news. Pac approached OC on Collision. So OC had been in this like brief little conglomeration promo about the match they were having later that same night. Pac approached. I don't remember like Pac ever saying anything honestly remotely like sexual, like ever, pretty much. But this whole speech was like girl, what happened while you were gone? Hello, little boy. I'm sure you remember me, don't you? I'm positive you're ecstatic to see me return. 6 months of pent-up frustration, and I thought to myself, who better to take it out on than my old nemesis, Orange Cassidy? Okay. Just didn't expect to hear this kind of thing from you, but
No.
love it. And
Yeah.
so he challenged OC, and he called his balls his little tangerines. And OC said no Death Riders, and Pac said no Death Riders, and OC said no Don Callis family, and Pac said just you and me, mano a mano, get working it out. And then he left. And then OC said to no one, yeah, I accept. I don't know. He just walked away. Little comedy king. On Dynamite, we got a backstage promo with the whole Death Riders crew. Pac said, oi, 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 tangerine. I think he's really happy to be back.
Yeah,
Apparently,
he seems
yeah.
it. He seems it.
So he said he wants to fight OC because he's looking for a little snack to get going. And then
Insane thing to say.
Insane
What
thing
is
to say.
Mox doing in that dungeon?
Dude, I don't know, but I think they'd love it. I mean, the vibe now is that, like, Danny Garcia was just, like, hearing little things backstage that they were saying to each other and being like, I've got to get in there. I want what they have. Yuta also had something to say to OC. Did you guys like hearing him address his father?
Yeah. I like when Yuta, like, acknowledges that his biological father and mother are OC and Dustin Chuck Taylor.
Yeah. And he hates them now. Well, you won't forever. You know, we all return to our family eventually.
You make your peace.
You make your peace. Now, there was an interesting little interaction here. He was giving this speech where he was being like, yeah, Orange Cassidy, like, we used to be close, so it'll hurt me to see you get hurt as much as it'll hurt you to get hurt. And then Danny Garcia, like, cut him off to once again, he's really fixated on this right now. He was like, one thing about losers is they lose. Losers can't stop losing, but winners love to win. And when winners win, they keep winning. And when I'm here, I'm going to win, and I'm never going to lose. What did you think was the vibe between Danny and Yuta?
I immediately clocked that when Danny cut in, Yuta immediately shot him a look that I thought was somewhere between, like, annoyance to, like, banked fury. But then as Danny was talking, Yuta's face, like, flattened out into a kind of blankness that I was like, oh, are you not mad? So now I'm like, I don't know. Did I imagine that? Was I supposed to take something away? Because he did, like, it just smoothed out. And then he was, like, nodding along at certain points. So I was just sort of like, I don't think I was meant to take annoyance away, but it really seemed like it.
I couldn't tell at all. I love the game of wrestling where you're just
Yeah.
like, is a man acting or am I reading acting onto a man who's just, I don't know, having
Vibing.
gas?
Yeah, right.
Hard to say. I want to see a relationship between them. Like, I'm like, okay, this group has, like, 2 young boys now. Like, Yuta,
Yeah.
I think you should be a little stressed out, you know? Like,
Yeah.
I want to see some sibling squabbling. And maybe they'll get there. It's really not clear to me, though, if they're, like, driving in that direction at all.
Right.
Yeah.
Interesting. OC and Pac did have their match. They main evented. Again, a smart choice from Tony Khan. We couldn't turn the show off. We had to see it.
And we got to see Pac's new gear.
Yeah. Well, something interesting I'll point out, I do want to just say, so AEW.com have their recap, and the recap said, it should be noted that Pac had a different look with a singlet and pants as his ring gear to go along with his recent change in hairstyle. I literally startled back from my computer. I was like, you've never noticed anything like that before. And it felt like a human being had added this to me. So I just want to say, if there is a person out there working on these recaps, I appreciate you. I appreciate what you've done here. Thank you so much. If it was an AI chatbot, I will fight against you until my dying day. This changes nothing. But if it was a person, you're doing a good job. Good for you. Yeah, he had a singlet on. Crazy.
Yeah. It looked really weird and
Scary.
unsettling. Yeah.
Yeah. Did you guys see that tweet that was like the Death Riders are heels because they take men in panties and put them in pants?
I did see
Yeah.
that. Sometimes I
Good
kind of
tweet.
like it when the men are in pants, like even more than when they're in panties, but
It's true.
not this, really.
That's the kind of tweet they should be showing on AEW instead of the corporate pablum that they do show me. It's like, Brodito is doing a great job in this match. Like, okay. Like, show me some jokes at least.
Yeah. I would give anything to be watching Dynamite on my television and see across the bottom scrolling, Pac's no longer in panties.
I do just think it's like, I don't want to see the tweets at all, but if you're going to show me someone saying something on social media, I think it should add something that I couldn't necessarily get myself from what I'm watching, you know? Like, I want someone who's innovating. I want someone who's saying something innovative.
When you first said that, immediately, I don't know why I jumped to being like, something you couldn't get yourself, like fun facts. And then I was like, oh, what was it? Like, do you remember the Say What karaoke on MTV where like they would play the music videos and then there would be little pop-up bubbles?
video.
Yeah, pop-up video. That's what I'm
Yeah,
thinking.
yeah.
And it would tell you like a fact about the video as
Yeah.
you're
It's a
watching
great show. It's a
I
great
would
show.
kill to have like you're watching a match and all of a sudden there's a pop-up that's like tells you a fun fact that you don't know.
When it should be fun
Pac
facts,
had
like,
never seen a barber before.
yeah, or like, did you know that like 70% of male wrestlers wear panties? Only 20% are in trunks. Like something like that, you know?
Yeah.
Great. Yeah, so that's a free idea.
I'd love if someone was crunching the numbers on how many male wrestlers were wearing what kind of lower half.
I
gear.
loved that gesture. And just kind of like gestured at her body, like, you know.
You know, on the bottom.
You know. Yeah, of course. Let's see the data. We're data girls. Like, we want to
Yeah.
know. Yeah.
We love the data. Everyone
love
says that about us.
data.
We're data scientists.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We say what we
Password
see.
sharing.
Password. Infiltrating even as we speak. Okay, this match did fuck. It was really, really fun. Of course, Pac No C have deep AEW history. Was that?
I thought it was very funny when commentary was like, yeah, they faced each other 5 times and Pac is up on OC 2-1. And it was like, okay, it's not 5. Although they did clarify that one was a DQ, and I think the other one must be the Pac versus OC Kennedy match.
Yeah, it must be that. I have such a firm ingrained memory of that match of them doing one of those moves where they're like all holding each other.
It's funny the things that stick with you.
Yeah,
With us.
Yeah, they were wailing on each other, and they're throwing little OC's getting thrown just like you like. He's getting thrown into tables. He's getting thrown into the audience.
Yeah, even though I think he's taller than Pac. Like in one of their showdowns, I was like, is he taller?
It was surprising
Wow.
to me. Yeah. But you know what? I think because he is purposefully slouching a lot, so sometimes you can't get a clear read on the relative sizes of men with him.
Yeah.
And of course, Pac has all those big old muscles.
Yeah, I mean, Pac's
Huge.
got to have a lot of pounds on him for sure. You know?
Yeah. He's good at throwing in general, and you know, you can't get this analysis anywhere else.
Just great at throwing, I think everyone would say. Yeah.
Big and beefy and good at throwing.
Big and beefy and good at throwing. Pac, at one point in this match, towards the end, he kind of like staggers out of the ring. I thought he was really giving like injured cryptid. Like it's like you lamed Bigfoot and he's like limping away into the woods and like OC was pursuing him and I was like, Pac, you're a creature. Like you have to get to water. Like you can't heal here. But then he got up into we were at Daly's place. So it's like they have those seats like on the other side of the ring. It always looks
Did
really
you guys
fun
think
over
that
there.
the setup in Daly's Place made it look kind of not like Daly's Place of old?
Oh, I didn't. I thought it looked normal, but I could be wrong.
Maybe I've just forgotten what it
Well,
looked like, but
they changed
there were no tunnels,
it.
so...
Right. The last couple of months before we moved out, they changed it that way so that it was just like that one like stagey entrance. So it was familiar, but it's also not what we grew up at the same time.
I was expecting it to feel more womb-like, like that's
It's
where
like
it came from. And
it's
it was
like
more
our parents' house got renovated, and we're like,
Yeah.
well, it's technically technically still our parents' house, but
I never used that fridge.
Right, exactly. It's like, of course, I was happy when they were on the ramp that Sue would drive the minivan in on.
Yeah.
And stuff, but
I guess I didn't. Maybe I'm like, this is kind of sad where I'm like, I think every time we've come back to Daly's place, they've done that one ramp setup. So I guess I've just like onboarded it and I forgot where we came from. And that's really sad of me.
you forgot what we're named for.
I forgot what we're named for. Well, I've always
Siri,
been less
play
concerned about
taps.
it than you two. Anna and Leah love to be like, it's so crazy, our name doesn't make sense anymore. I'm like, I don't care.
I think like fairly like recently, I mean like in pretty late into this podcast, you were like, and what side of the tunnels do they heal?
Oh, yeah.
that's right. Yeah.
No, it wasn't recently, but it was like at least a year into us podcasting, where I was just like, which side is which? And you guys were like, what do you mean? And I was like, I don't know. And to be honest, I don't know right now. Left is face.
Allie.
Left is face.
As you're
No,
looking
right is
at it?
face.
No,
Right
yeah.
is face. I know that. Yeah.
If you're
Left side as you're looking at it.
if you're in the ring
Yeah,
looking at the tunnels,
I'm facing.
yeah. So left
Yeah.
is heel, right is face.
Yeah.
Whoops. I was trying to imagine someone like going through a tunnel and I just couldn't get there. I I've got spatial reasoning issues. I'm not that kind of scientist. So
The spatial reasoning.
not the spatial reasoning type. Anyway, so Pac is he's up in those seats, bleachers. Oh God, whatever. And then an OC is pursuing him, and then Pac like stops cryptiding suddenly. It's like, I was never hurt, and he does a thing like he just like pile drivers OC.
Good job.
Doing my best. I'm doing my best. Do you think that like from the moment we got on here, the energy has been like kind of strange?
I think we've all been having a pretty weird week. So.
Yeah.
It really has not been a normal one. Okay.
Yeah.
Pile drivers OC. Oh God, how could you do that to my boy? And then he's like somehow ends up like back against the back of the, the railing. And we're all really sleepy.
So sleepy. Yeah.
This moment.
Important context.
So then like Darby pops up and appears between the bars, and I'm having trouble processing like at a normal speed. So I'm just looking and I'm like, oh my God, Pac has been keeping Darby in a cage.
Well, it was sort of hard to like remember where they were at that point because they were pretty like zoomed in and it's like covered in black fabric. I don't know.
My brain was just straight up like, this is a reveal. Pac is revealing that he's captured Darby.
Keeping him in a lion cage.
Which would be a really strange thing to reveal, just like in terms of, it's like your strategy. Like, what would be the reason? Anyway, I quickly adapt to reality. I realize, no, Darby is interfering. He handcuffs Pac's ankle to the cage, the bars. And so then OC can get away, and then Pac has to wriggle out of the handcuffs. And I don't even know
How did Pac get out of the
I have
handcuffs?
no
'Cause I
idea.
just rewatched it and I like don't
have no
know. Did he pick the lock?
I think I just assumed that he's like kind of rubbery. Like I was like, he probably just like skleetled on out of there.
I was a little bit like he shot a tentacle out and it fit right into the lock.
He just made his leg real tight and small, slipped it right out of there.
Made is like real tight and small and slippery, and that's people have skills you couldn't imagine.
Yeah.
And Pac is an ocean creature.
He's an ocean creature, yeah. So it's like maybe he looked dry. Actually, he did come out kind of wet, but he just can't look as wet as he usually does with a normal haircut.
Metamorphosed since he's been away. Like
Whoa.
he went away as
Oh
an
my
ocean
God.
creature and he came back as like a land creature.
Someone took his skin. And he's trapped.
Oh, maybe someone did take his skin.
Someone took his skin and now he can't get back.
Maybe it was Darby.
Mox
Mox has his
took
skin.
Mox had, well, I
Mox
mean,
would.
he is, like, it's like, has it ever 100% made sense that Pac is a member of the Death Riders? Not
even a little
completely,
bit.
really.
No.
Mox stole Pac's sealskin.
Do you think that Penta and Phoenix originally had his seal skin and then they gave it to Mox.
Oh my
when
God.
They left.
Wow.
Has Pac ever been his own man?
This whole story goes too deep.
Too deep.
We have to follow this all the way to the top. I beseech the AEW locker room. This is a really serious issue now. Like, you need to help him. You need
It's
to
an
find
issue of animal cruelty.
It's an issue of animal cruelty. You need to find a skin, and you cannot keep it.
No.
You must give it back to him.
He needs to be in the sea with his skin.
Oh my God. My
If
favorite.
you don't know what we're talking about, please Google Selkies, because I understand that this conversation is strange if you've never heard the
in
myth.
fact, though, don't just Google Selkies. You can go watch one of my favorite movies. This is my favorite movie as a child until I watched Moonstruck, and that became my favorite movie. This is now my second favorite movie. It's called The Secret of Ronin-ish. It's a beautiful movie about a seal woman, and she... I think I had some awakenings, you know. I think if I look at the kind of woman, you know, it probably did start there. I watched the movie very young, so I really recommend it. I mean, it's a great
good.
film.
I haven't seen it in a long time.
Really good film. Now, what are we talking about? Oh, so Pac slithers out of the handcuffs and he goes down to the ring, and then OC kind of like surprises him into a win. We all know what happened there, so I just, we don't need to go through that. And so then OC has won the match, and Pac is not happy about it, and none of the Death Riders are happy. And then so Death Riders start coming out, and they're attacking, and then Darby comes out, too, from his cage. And Darby has mace, and he's macing everybody, and the action spills out into the parking lot, and Darby escalates significantly by holding aloft a Molotov cocktail.
Yeah. Now you have a different problem moment from him.
I love that he doesn't know the limits, and it's like there are no limits for him.
And a security guard just full on tackled him.
It was amazing.
You can't have a Molotov cocktail in here. What is wrong with you? Yeah. I think, there are a lot of people that it would come off. For me, I understand it did come off as silly to other people. It didn't for me. And the only reason is that this whole time, Mox and Darby have been doing a really good job of projecting the air that they would be doing this for free and off camera if they could.
Oh, yeah.
And so
100%.
You kind of I've internalized that Darby doesn't really understand that he's on a TV wrestling feud. He's legitimately trying to kill Mox.
And Mox loves it. He's like, no one else gives me this level of commitment.
And Darby's like, I don't care if I die with you. We'll both go down.
We'll both go down, hand in unlovable hand.
Absolutely.
Yeah, exactly.
It was so amazing that it's like, security are usually quite hapless, honestly. It's like they can kind of be a barrier, but there's not much else they can do. This was an act that I feel like we've never seen from a security guard before, where they really were just like, no, I'm really involved and I'm taking out a wrestler. And Darby did kind of look like, I didn't know that could happen. In someone in on Discord was like, he looks like an angry cat, which I also had been thinking, like, yeah, he looks like, I think it was Nico. It looks like, yeah, I also had been thinking, like, he looks like a furious cat, and it looks like he was just like, how could you have picked me up?
Yeah.
I'm literally a predator. I'm an apex predator. I don't even know how you got a hold of me.
I'm God's perfect predator, and you're kissing me on the head?
I wish the security guard had been kissing him on his little head as he carried him away, like, sweet boy, we're going inside now.
Naughty boy.
Oh, no more birds for you. No. So that was really fun. Leah, I think you have a point you want to make.
You know what's so fucked up is that literally 45 minutes ago, I was like, I can't wait to make that point. Yeah. What was I going to say?
I put it in her request.
I remembered. Somewhere on the internet, and I forget where I saw it. I think it was the Trish and Sarah channel in our Discord.
Oh, no.
Wow.
Those criminals.
Tighten
I know.
up, gentlemen.
Somebody was like, I hate this entire storyline because it's absurd to think that Darby could be at Mox's level. Excuse me? Mox is having the time of his life. Darby's like exhilarated. what is wrong with you that you're so focused on the win and loss record? You can't celebrate and appreciate two men dragging each other to completion every single week.
Sometimes you wonder what people are even watching wrestling for, you know?
Right.
I don't know. I mean, the thing is, Darby to me has always been one of the best things about him as a wrestler has always been that I barely notice whether he wins or loses. And I feel like he barely notices whether he wins or loses. He gives 100,000% to every match he's in, and he either gets murdered or he murders, and then he pops back up afterwards and is like, let's do it again. Let's do it again.
Take it from the top. Let's go.
And down another flight of steps, I
believe it every time. Like his believability as a lunatic who's just there to like do it 100% no matter what happens is off the charts.
Right.
It's one of the best things about him. And he does just fucking rock as a wrestler. Like, I don't know. Sometimes I don't understand why I'm like, is that controversial to say? I don't really get it. Like, he's really good.
There's just so many people who don't evaluate whether a feud is good based on whether they're like, it's fun to watch. They're like, we shouldn't be watching this because Darby should have had to win XYZ matches before he was allowed to challenge. And it's like, who gives a shit? I want to watch
That's what they're
things
mad
that are
about?
fun. Yeah.
I don't know. I don't really know what to say about that. It's like, do you not want Jon Moxley to get to be in a My Nemesis comic? He's having so much fun in his My Nemesis comic.
That's the thing I can't get over, where I'm like, what would you rather them be doing? There's nothing on earth I would rather do than watch Mox's exhilarated face as like he and Darby like throw each other off a cliff, you know?
Jon Moxley, they will never make me hate you.
No.
Darby, they'll never make me hate you.
A lot of people singing a different tune on Jon Moxley now.
Oh, yeah. I could say more, but I won't. Let me just say to some of you, I see you, fiend. I've seen you this whole time.
I saw those tweets 6 months ago.
Overreacted 6 months ago.
Some of you have really turned it around and you're acting like you didn't. Well, you said to throw that man out with the dirty bathwater 5 months ago. Grow up.
The North remembers.
The North remembers. As previously mentioned, the Conglomeration, OC and Papagon, fought what I've called a little Don Callis family sampler. That was Hechicero, Lance Archer, and Rocky Romero on Collision. Kyle made Rocky submit for the win. Kyle O'Reilly.
Oh,
I have to start calling him Kylo again because otherwise I can't tell who I'm talking about. Okay. Oh, yeah. We didn't watch Collision, but Chimoth Boy, Love Our Lives, just clipped for us the end of this match where Rocky loses. The rest of the DCF comes out to be like, Rocky bolts up the ramp and then just falls to his knees and starts kissing Kyle Fletcher's foot like a sexy little supplicant. And it was like, girl, what's happening in that mansion? I've never needed to know more.
It's not. What's going on there? They're inventing new ways to be deranged.
And that's really beautiful.
Honestly didn't know Rocky had it in him either. I haven't seen sexual derangement from him.
No, and he's actually been wilding out quite a bit. I think it's going to come up in a minute, so I won't try and remember what I wrote later, but we'll come back to Rocky. So then Ishii, OC, Mark Briscoe, and Papagon have this Conglomeration segment on Dynamite. Mark Briscoe takes the lead. I don't know what he was doing that made me be like, it's a Monday at camp, and he's the camp director, and he's up on the stage being like, we've got so much exciting stuff going on this week! Because he was just being like, it's a huge week for the Conglomeration. Let me run down the list of activities. I'm like, I can't wait to play volleyball. I'm going to go white water rafting. So he's doing the rundown of like, these are all our matches. I guess we could talk about it now. What he said about Willow and Jet Speed. He said he was like, Conglomeration having matches. Willow is teaming up with Jet Speed, who he deemed Conglomeration adjacent civilian warriors.
Yeah, civilian. What are the rest of you?
I had a lot of questions immediately about how he sees the world.
Right. And like, what are the criteria for being part of the conglomeration? Because I thought it was anyone just standing too close to you at any given time.
It's like born miscellaneous.
Yeah. Maybe you have to come to the meetings at least, and Jet Speed are like too busy saving people, so they keep not.
I mean, they weren't at the activity rundown, I guess.
They weren't at the activity rundown, yeah. It does feel insulting that Jet Speed are like, if you need help, we're always there. Jet Speed's on the way. 911 Jet Speed. And they still don't get to be in the group.
They're junior babysitters.
Oh my God. They're, what are their names?
Mallory and Jess. No, Mallory and Abby.
Jesse.
Oh, Jesse.
Yeah, Mallory and Jesse. Abby is later.
Those are the OGs, yeah.
Yeah. Wow, that's actually the rightest thing in the world. That's so sweet.
They can babysit, but not at night, and unless, and they have to have a senior babysitter with them, unless it's their own siblings.
Wow, love that. Kyle O'Reilly incited some Kyle-based violence. He kind of yelled at the audience about Kyle stuff. Listen, I can't get into all that. Mark Briscoe dubbed OC the godfather of the conglomeration. He also gave a very nice interview quote about OC this week, calling him a real locker room leader, not a showy one, just someone everyone knows they can go to and he knows what he's doing. And I said, I know. That's because I raised him that way.
It was so nice. When I read that, I was like, he was just so genuine and gushing, where he was like, he doesn't try. He's just a calm presence and he just chills things out. And I was like, that's like, so nice.
Other people get so hot-headed and he really takes the temperature down and de-escalates things. It's like, yeah, he's had a real job.
Yeah. It's just some basic workplace socialization skills.
I do think sometimes every time I see him on a plane with Tony Khan, and I'm like, in a way, OC is doing politicking right, which is just he makes his boss's life easier, and I think it's just because he's had a regular job. It's like, yeah, if you want me to do that, I'll do it, and I won't, fist fight anybody.
You're absolutely right. That is what's going on, and it's what makes him charming and relatable to some of us. We're like, that's an adult who, is not going to let you see every single thing he thinks about what's happening in the workplace.
That's right.
And that is not an attitude that most wrestlers seem to take.
No, they're really willing to get on that social media and let everybody know what they think about their workplace. That's not...
It's not how it works for most of us.
No, most of us want to keep our jobs, and so
yeah, you have trusted circles upon circles upon circles of people who will get different versions of how you feel about the deranged behavior of everyone around you, and some of those versions are so mild. You're just like, well, I think we'll just see how this plays out.
Right.
Where you're just
and of course, we all know the corporate lingo where you can say something very mild and everyone's like, oh, wow. Where you're like, yeah, some of the personalities can be a bit challenging. And you're like, oh, my God.
Yeah, you're like, what went down?
What kind of hellhole is that?
I'm really going to be thinking about that. That's so nice to think about him just being like, yeah, I've just had a normal job. So in some ways, it's pretty easy to be in this locker room.
Imagine OC in the middle of all the CM Punk stuff and just saying to one of his friends back home, yeah, some of the personalities are a little challenging.
Yeah.
There's a certain amount of disagreement about the direction right now. So I've been in a lot of meetings about that. But I think, at the end of the day, I'm going to make a decision one way or another. So
if he ever said my favorite thing to say, which is they got me for 40 hours. This is how you want me to spend my time? This is how I'm spending it.
That's right. Yep. You want me to go on Collision? I mean,
sure.
I'm getting paid either way,
Sure, Tony.
Oh my gosh. Wow. What a king. Okay. Everyone did. Oh yeah. Ishii was about to have his match. So they were like, Mark Briscoe was like, and Ishii's gonna get out there and fight his match. And Ishii just kind of nodded and started moving, yeah, that's what's happening. And then had to stop and come back because it was like, okay, no, time for hands in conglomeration. Everyone put their hands in, except for Roddy, who is there under protest. I do want to know if, I think that Roddy should escalate. Okay? Yeah. I think, Roddy, we've been at this baseline you don't like the conglomeration for a while. Let's start acting out. Let's start like just kind of casually sticking a foot out while one of them's walking by, and you make Mark Briscoe fall on his face, and then you just say, "Sorry, didn't see you there."
Yep. Yeah. Yeah.
It is funny how much more interesting Roddy suddenly is when he's being like a jealous little baby. It's like, this is the Roddy I prefer.
Yes.
It's absolutely the Roddy I prefer, but I am remembering a little bit from the last time he was doing it that Roddy doesn't have like my perfect degree of escalation comedy. Like he will hit a plateau fairly early, and it is like much better than when he's not doing it, but he'll just kind of stop and be like, that's what I do. I scream Kyle and I don't like people. I'm like, and...
Right. It's like just a little more every week. Just think creatively with your mind.
We have to advance the scene.
Freddie, why don't you go talk to the backstage mentors, Max Caster and Anthony Bowens?
That's right. Yes.
Bowens, yeah.
The Kings, yeah.
The Kings, yeah. Okay, what's next?
I do think it's funny because some of the wrestlers we love are like the Bucks are extremely good at like thinking of new interesting things to do, but then it's like reading some of those Jack Perry and like God bless him, I love him to death. But when he was like, yeah, my character was Jungle Boy and he didn't talk, and that was the point because I didn't want to talk, and then people wanted me to talk, and I didn't know what Jungle Boy would say, and it's like, and that was kind of like the end of the sentence. I was like, oh, you precious angel, yeah, you didn't know at all. Yeah, it's pretty obvious. Yeah,
I'm sorry, he needed Christian so bad. He needed Christian. It's so clear he's in a better place about it. You know,
I guess that is one of the reasons. Like you'd have to work very hard to make me turn on Christian at the end of the day, because I'm like, Christian has mentored for real. Like he really did do something. Yeah, you know, for JB when he worked with him, he made honestly, a huge Nick difference. Wayne did some Nick Wayne. Nick Wayne had a very funny Collision segment this week.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Yeah. What was I going to say? Oh, I was just going to say that I think, like, well, I would be interested. I wish they would talk about it sometime. But, like, one thing I'm always saying, like, the Bucks are the best at escalation comedy. And they do have a vibe sometimes of, like, they are willing to let the characters go places that they didn't anticipate. Like, they'll escalate and be like, oh, I guess that means I'm obsessed with money now. And they're just like, I'm obsessed with money now. That's my thing. Like, I'm running with that. And
they yes and each other and the crowd, you know what I mean? Yeah. Where they're just like, and we're headed this way. Sure.
Yeah. And it's like they're working at a very high level. So it's like they can make a lot of stuff work that other people maybe couldn't make work. But I am kind of like at Roddy, it's like, Roddy, just move towards something, you know?
Yeah.
And just see if it's right. And if it isn't, move towards something else. It's like, but it's about movement, baby. Right. We can't stay still. We always got to be moving in the ocean.
Yeah. And I think a lot of the guys that are like good at the wrestling part or really good at certain parts of wrestling, like forget that it's a total package. Like you've got to still keep having some creative ideas about where you're going and what your character's doing.
They're like, I haven't found that I have to do that. No. So, you're right. Some men will reward you more if you don't. No. So, okay, the Don Callis family got a backstage segment. I feel like we haven't gotten very far in the schedule at all somehow. The Don Callis family got a backstage segment with Renee, who asked Don Callis about his strategic approach to having so many children in the school talent show. And Don Callis said he's not worried about it because he's so good at everything. This is where Rocky was doing some, like, I don't know, he was, like, just kind of, like, putting on this kind of manic smile for Don Callis and, like, saying something kind of insane. I was like, Rocky, I didn't know that you were, like, a lunatic this way. It makes sense because you are in a tag team with Greg.
It's like you can't be friends with Greg for that long without being a little bit off. But, like, at the same time, I'd never seen it before.
No. I do think it's funny that we've now seen Greg in that backstage segment, but Greg is not coming to Don Callis family meetings. I don't know if Don Callis is like, I don't like seeing my injured boys. Like, I send them to the attic because I don't care to see their injuries.
He is a bit of a eugenicist, so that would check out, I think. Yeah, it's like damaged boys I can't be looking at,
Oh my God.
They have to move their bunk beds down to the basement or up to the attic.
He just has, it's like the infirmary ward, but it's in the basement and you're like not allowed to come up to the kitchen except like after 10 p.m. and before 6 a.m.
Like once Don's in bed, Don like pushes a button that puts like a green light in the basement, and then you can come up. But...
And they come up scuttling and like blinking because they haven't seen light in a while.
Yeah.
I'm imagining them like they're down there, and it's like they're like they've broken arms and legs, and they're not setting 100% correctly, so they're walking a little.
Like Don Callis' disfigured boys. The basement full.
This feels like it should be a Saturday morning cartoon plot. Like, it's like they're gonna form their own super team.
It's like our Saturday morning cartoons is like we've got the Jet Speed Rescue Rangers, obviously, and then we've got Don Callis' basement of disfigured boys.
Mutant basement of horror, yeah. Oh, gosh. Okay, so Kyle fights Kyle, and this was a really rough one for Leah, because at one point she said, I can't believe this horrible crowd, like, won't chant for Kyle, 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 just as they did it.
Just as they did it, yeah.
Oh, wasn't that scary?
Can we get a Let's Go Kyle chant? What are you guys doing? And as I hit enter, I heard them start doing it, and I was like, fuck.
Yeah, that was really
now
rough.
I look like an idiot.
That was rough for you, buddy. Kyle Fletcher won. Lots of runouts. Mark Briscoe runs out, ends up face-to-face with Kyle Fletcher. They're going to fight at Wrestle Dream. And why? Not my business. I don't care. Don't tell me. I know they've had their stuff. I don't care. Takeshi Okada had their fight versus Brodito. This was a double Jeopardy eliminator match with this kind of complex sounding rule that I guess wasn't complex at all, where if either member of Brodito got the win, they'd get a shot at the AEW Unified Championship, but if they lost, they'd fight Takeshi and Okada for the tag belts. So they have that fight. It's a good fight. I like watching them. No problems. Takeshi and Okada are not getting along amazing, probably because of that shift sleeping situation with the bunk beds. So they're not getting great sleep. And Brodito lost. I think there was something going on in here where, like, poor little Bandito's shoulder was hurting him, and he couldn't bear up. Which is pertinent because then later we got a backstage promo where Bandito, I don't know if we've heard him give a promo before and I just forgot it, but he's all sweaty and out of it, and he's just like, I'm so sorry. It's all my fault that we lost, and I'm not the partner you need. And I immediately, it's like when you just feel your brain melt. You're just like, you're just a sweet boy, Bandito. I'm so sorry this happened to you. You should never blame yourself. And then Brody really won some big points in my book by being like, don't you ever blame yourself. Like, you are the best wrestler in the world. Like, we will come back stronger. We will not lose to these men. Like, we've got this, buddy. And I said, thank you for having us back.
I know.
Did you?
I feel like we haven't really seen wrestlers like apologize to each other in this like I let you down way. It was the sweetest thing I've ever seen.
I was really moved.
Did you see on Twitter someone tweeted at Brody and was like, I think you should turn on Bandito and have like a big exciting singles run? And Brody just replied and said, no
Heart. No. Yeah, I did see that and I loved that.
Yeah.
I said more points in the book.
More points
for him.
More points in the book.
Get back with frickin' Buddy Murphy.
It's insane. If I never see Buddy Murphy again, I'll die a happy woman.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Okay.
He does not add a lot of value, I would say.
No. Unnecessary.
Yeah.
Anyway. Yeah, so I thought this was really sweet. It's true that we don't see, I like seeing a partner be like, I'm sorry I let you down. And the other partner reassure them, no, you didn't. You did your best.
Yeah.
I like watching a little Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood segment.
A functional relationship? Sometimes you like to see it.
Sometimes a functional relationship just hits, All right,
I know Jet Speed apologizes to each other all the time.
Sure.
Oh, yeah. But for them, somehow it'd be less compelling than this.
They sit backstage and they hold hands and they debrief and they say, hey, no judgment. We'll get him next time.
They wouldn't even apologize because they wouldn't feel like their partner could ever be angry at them for letting them down.
Jet Speed are so functional that it feels like they won, they go backstage, and it's just like, you know what? That was rough, but you did your absolute best, and I saw that every minute that you fought, and I love fighting with you, and just fighting with you is the best thing on earth. And it's like, right back at you, buddy. And like, you know what? Hey, wait a second, I hear someone in trouble. Like, should we go help out? Let's go help out. That'll make us feel better. These damn do-gooders. Okay. Hangman and Samoa Joe opened Dynamite with a promo off. Leah, thank you. Leah provided this transcript. There's a little back and forth. Do you guys want to try and kind of help me sum up what you heard from these men?
This was kind of the height of my stonedness. So no.
Wow, did not anticipate that response, to be
Wow,
honest.
shot you right down.
Didn't see that coming. Leah said no heart. Okay.
So
All right.
I think it was basically like Hangman was like, Joe, you were such a freak. You lost it for no reason, and I was pretty confused about it, but like, okay, but I didn't give you the match because you screamed and cried about it, but because like you helped me at All In and helped so I could win the title or whatever.
Yeah.
And then Joe was like, like, I don't know, he was just like, you're not a man, and I hate you.
Well, he started the promo and was like, everything Hangman said was true. And it was like, so the part where he called you a big, stupid baby, you were like, accurate.
Hangman saying, I have never been as confused as I was last week. Relatable king. Mm-hmm. And it is amazing to me that he was just like, you had a tantrum. And I want you to know you are getting what you want, but it is not because of the tantrum. And it was like, that is a hard line to walk. And Hangman, you see that problems, there could be problems down the line if you don't try and point that out, and even if you do.
Yeah. He taught high school, he knows.
He taught high school, he knows.
That kind of behavior.
Yeah, this is just classroom management 101. Yeah, let's see what we have from Joe here. Oh, God, okay.
Yeah, he was basically like, you know, you're right, I'm great, you've never beaten me, like, I'm gonna collect what is owed to me.
Right. He's suddenly shoving it in it. The truth is you wouldn't be AEW champion unless the timely intervention of the ops ensured that. It's like, Hangman already said that. You know what I mean? Like, it's just like, but suddenly you're shoving it in his face. You, my friend, are no champion.
Oh, and he was like, you're right. Like, I should have been going after the belt, but I was so bloodlusted with going after the Death Riders, I got distracted. It's like, haven't you been wandering around with Hook doing, like, cute little bits? Like, what are we talking about?
Yeah. You've barely been interested in
footage
the belt.
not found.
Yeah.
Footage
he wasn't
not found.
interested in the belt, like, when he won the belt or
my God,
when he
that's right.
had the belt.
That's the most damning thing of all, actually, is like, remember when you had it and day one you were like, I'm going to do some really exciting stuff. There is going to be a board and they are going to... And we got so excited, Joe.
We'll never get over that fucking board.
You have no follow through, Samoa Joe.
You made us promises. You said you were going to take us to Disney World, and then you fucking didn't.
We elected you president of the senior class. You said you were going to get us off-campus lunches. You didn't do a single damn thing. You can go to hell. So he was just kind of yelling at Hangman and being like, I could beat your ass and you'll get what's coming to you. I don't know. I'm going to choke you unconscious and take your belt. It's just crazy. I don't know. I mean, I know people really enjoyed. He's a good talker, and it's like, it was good talk, but then it's like the underlying stuff. I was just like, whatever. I've had it with this, which I wouldn't if I felt like I just got so mad that it's like the crowd started chanting like, Joe, Joe, Joe. And I was like, I've had it with all you wrestling fans. Like, not cheer for fucking anything. Just because you loved a man in 1994, you'll support any stupid fucking shit he says. This is evil behavior. Toxic masculinity has to be stopped. Look at the state of the world right now.
I know, like, I really like the part where Hangman was like, why am I always having to explain to tough guys like you that the proof of who I am does not stand in your opinion to me? I was like, thank you. Like, tell every, like, weird man on the internet who's, like, insecure about his masculinity this, like, but, yeah, I just found Joe so unlikable, and also, it's like, it would be a pretty good feud if Joe was being, like, toxic masculinity the heel, but the crowd likes him, and I don't trust wrestling fans' morality, so it's like, what are we doing? Yeah. What are we doing? We think that tantrum was cool, I guess?
I don't know. I don't know. It's a problem I've encountered in wrestling before, is just being like, if I felt like the framing were a little different, if I felt like if I understood that the show had a certain idea of like what's good and what's bad, that's correct, then I would be happy. I'm like, yeah, you did good talking, like this is all insane, but men are insane sometimes. They get really mad about stupid shit. So that does kind of check out. Like, it'd all be fine, except that I'm like, I can't believe that some of you are listening to this and being like, you tell him, Joe, that's some really good stuff. I'm just like, shut the fuck up.
Right.
You all just sit down. I'm not going to watch this sport anymore. I've had it. That's an overreaction. It's okay. It's my right. It's my right.
Yeah, you can overreact on your own podcast.
On my own podcast.
Yeah. And it feels like Joe's always telling me things like, oh, I've been so bloodlusted for the Death Riders that have footage not found.
I know.
And it's like, you just like say whatever in the moment you need for the storyline, which is like,
that could also be a character trait if you did other stuff with it. But it's like, it will never be totally satisfying to be able to kind of frame an interesting, I don't know, like promo in the moment, but it's not based on anything that actually happened. Like, that's just not the whole thing. I feel like I've gone crazy. It's fine. I know it'll be, I just want it to be over so I don't have to talk about it anymore. Because I get on this podcast and I'm just like, I know people are listening to this and being like, she doesn't get it. Shut up. I'm sorry.
No, but whenever anyone tries to explain to us why Samoa Joe is great, they're always just like, Samoa Joe is great. Like, what do you mean? And it's like, okay, like, at least give me an argument instead of just being like...
Sometimes they will, but they'll tell you things that predate AEW. And I'm just like, explain to me why you think I should think Samoa Joe is cool. Tell me something that happened on AEW that I should have seen in Joe. And it's like, there isn't anything because he doesn't care that much.
They do always back down at that point of the argument. They're just like, oh, okay, I see what you mean. Like, oh, okay, great.
Yeah. At the end of the day, it's like they did good talking. They got to make good heat. Like, it'll be a good match. I just walk away from it being like a man who says these things and acts in this kind of like toxic aggro way, especially about someone that he spent months running out and saving. It's not a good man. It's not a good man.
Right.
You're evil. So if I felt like you were the heel, it'd be fine. But I don't feel like people think you're the heel. So it's not fine to me. I don't like you. I don't like you.
Yeah. I have not really enjoyed him in this. Is like, big picture, is it fine? Like, yeah, it's like a 3-week build and it's
fine.
Pay-per-view that doesn't matter. So it's like, who cares? Like, he needs to fight someone. So.
And it is one of those things where I'm like, do I have somebody that I think Hangman should be fighting? No.
Right.
So it's just like,
yeah.
This is the period of Hangman's brain that's going to be a little bit like boring. That's fine. I don't give a shit. But it is just sort of like, all right, we can move on.
It's fine for it to be happening. It's fine. Don't put in the newspapers that I was sensitive. But I do feel kind of sensitive. I actually do feel a little sensitive.
And that is your right as an American. I know women are often not
they're not
that right by the public, but we have it, though. It's in the Constitution.
They haven't taken it yet.
They haven't taken it yet. Any day now, girls. I just think in the world we live in right now, I don't know. You say, Joe. Go fuck off. Whatever.
I know. Yeah.
If
this was the Obama administration, fine. But...
Wake up, sheeple. The world is burning, and it's because of Joe. Aggregate that.
Tunnel Talk Pod suggests that Samoa Joe is responsible for all toxic men.
I'm sure that he's a good person in real life, but he plays a real fucking jag on TV. Oh God! Just give me a minute. I just gotta sit here thinking about how everybody is at home listening, being like, "She's gotta take a Xanax." Maybe so. You send me one. My God, the pills are not working.
But we are still here.
Still here. Honestly, the fact that we haven't had more breakdowns on this podcast after the last decade that we've lived through on this planet is a miracle. Every week that you don't hear me lose my GD mind about the state of the world that gets then reflected in stupid shit people say in wrestling is a miracle. It's a miracle. We have to move on. We can't do this anymore.
When I timestamp this, I'm just going to be like, meltdown about the state of the world, I guess. We're due for one, though. 5 years of this podcast, and have we really done it before? Not 5 years, 4.5.
I just can't stop thinking there's someone in the future actively typing on Discord.com being like, and then these dumb bitches said that Samoa Joe is representative of the Trump administration. That's not what I said, and it's not what I meant. I don't know. I'm tired of these big dicking guys. Don't type on Discord that I was sensitive. No, do type it. That's my right as an American woman. Siri, play Constantine. Oh my god. It's fine. It's fine. It was a good segment.
It's fine. You can type on Discord whatever you want, you know?
You can, that's your right. That's your right. Wherever you're from, whatever your gender, you can type anything you want on Discord.com. They can't take that away from you.
Still your right.
That is still
your precious United States.
Your private information may have been leaked by Discord, but you can still type for now. You can say any big dick thing you want.
Okay.
So can I.
Wait a minute. Why are we giving this kind of freedom? They can say shit in our Discord.
You're right. Shut up.
Not in our Discord.
In our
they
Discord.
can type it in their own private
Oh, in your own Discord.
Yeah, in your own Discord.
Yeah, in your own Discord, you can want to show some truth in social suplex.
Yeah.
Because you're
be polite to our stupid faces.
Be nice to us.
The mods of social suplex hate fucking modding, so stop
God.
making us do it.
Don't make them do it.
Inappropriate.
You really can't. You have to understand. It's like there are some of us who won't even try. There's some of us who haven't contributed one damn thing to the modding.
Allie, I would love just once for you to wade into something and be like, "Hey, can we bring down the temperature here? I'm going to start handing out some timeouts."
I'm in charge here. I know the Discord functionality for discipline.
For discipline. Hey, don't make me have to do some discipline. Oh my god, it's a complete breakdown of law and order on the pod, just as in the world. But we won't get into all that. Samoa Joe, what a wonderful job you did. That's all I have to say.
I think he provided us the opportunity to say some topical.
Yeah. He really gave us a platform in which to launch some ideas.
He's an evil man. Just kidding. He's fine. He's fine. He's a good dude. He's just getting his... Anyway. Okay, backstage. Why did I type it this way? Backstage segment where two hunked out young bucks were rat-a-tat-tatting on Toni.
Okay, but I'm glad
dude.
you said it that
I
way.
had to say it.
Both the young bucks are looking all-time beautiful.
It's crazy. Well, they're really feeling themselves.
Yes.
I mean, it's like, I want to be so clear. Like, if I had to pick from a carousel of bodies, which would be inappropriate. We shouldn't be picking. We shouldn't have a carousel of bodies.
I just picture...
That's not even a thing you pick from.
I pictured like a lazy Susan of bodies.
Sure,
And
yeah,
I guess
me
I'm
too.
imagining...
Going up and down gently.
No. I'm imagining, like, I guess I meant, like, Cher Clueless had her, like, wardrobe out.
Oh, yeah,
If I'm, like, swiping through bodies. Being
and
like,
actually, hospital pharmacies, they'll have carousels for pills. So you select the pill you want and it cycles around. To
No, I like it better. I like the first one better where the bodies gently go
gently.
up and down.
They all have a pole through them.
There's
They're
light,
going up and down.
There's light music dancing in the background.
I just keep hearing, because the way you guys are saying up and down, I'm like, in the room, the people come and go. Listen, talking to Michael and, you know what?
Talking of Chris Jericho.
Oh my God. We have to.
Let's get together. The young bucks are gorgeous.
No. Okay,
they're looking hunky.
I just want to say, I want to be clear about this. If I had a carousel,
if you had to pick from a carousel of bodies,
I would pick the bodies from that time on BTE.
Oh, a carousel of Young Bucks bodies?
Yes, of Young Bucks bodies.
I was thinking it was bodies, like all kinds of bodies, but
no,
Young
it's
Bucks
just
versions.
Every Young Bucks body we've ever seen.
Wow,
I would
this
pick
is a gruesome
from that
picture.
Well, they have heads, they're just people, and it's like, I've just plucked them out of time, so it's just like, it's fun. It's like 20 happy young bucks on a carousel. They're entertaining each other. They're having a blast, and I'm looking at their bodies. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. It's America. It's still legal for now.
No matter what Samoa Joe tries to do about it.
For now, women can browse a carousel of young bucks' bodies any day they like. That's our right.
But just remember, that could be ripped away from you at any moment.
That's what the Supreme Court is trying to take away.
The Supreme Court and Samoa Joe.
Samoa Joe and the Supreme Court that he instituted to decide what matches are going to take place.
It's not good to be alive right now.
So true.
Oh my God, we gotta focus up. Okay, no, let me finish it though.
Yeah. If you were going to pick your favorite Young Bucks bodies from the Young Buck body carousel,
I would pick from that period where they were doing the bit on BT, where Matt was doing the bit on BT, where he'd say for Tumblr, and he'd just like kind of slap his boob a lot.
Yeah.
That for me, that's a peak, juicy fucking muscled, perfect little body. So I just don't want to be putting the message out there that it's like important that they're showing abs. It's not. In fact, it's detrimental, but it's important that they feel good. That's all I'm saying.
Because a huge part of hunkness is the confidence.
You feeling yourself. You're feeling yourself.
And they're both glowing right now.
They're glowing, yeah.
They look so good. And I'm sorry, Nick in those glasses.
I know.
That was
unreal.
For sure.
They're
so good.
They're so cute. And it's honestly something's happening where I was watching him like parade around the ring during what we're about to describe. And I was like, is he doing something to like regrow his hair? Like the hairline. And then he turned around and I was like, no, the hairline is exactly where it was. But he is giving the illusion that it's never looked fuller. It's never
confidence can do for you, baby.
He's never had body in his hair before, but he kind of does now. Do you think
his
he's
hair
using
is
a different...
looking much better? Do you think Matt told him about conditioner?
Like Matt had been keeping that information.
But in their glow up era,
out a little bit, yeah.
He let him in.
He's like, okay, let me tell you my secret. Let me tell you, you're not going to hear this anywhere else. It's called conditioner.
Sidebar with the Tumblr thing. Do you think Matt Jackson turned little Jack Perry on to the Tumblr community?
Oh my God, I
love that.
I
hope so. I hope Matt was like, listen, when Twitter gets you down, you just got to hit up these tags.
You got it.
Yeah.
Go right on over to Tumblr
The girls,
and see some things you like.
They say some things that might scare you a little bit, but it's not in the same way. It's a different. It's a different way.
It's a real different fear. Yeah.
Having grown up with Luke Perry as your dad, I feel like JB got in there. He said, "This feels comfortable. This feels okay. That's not a problem for me. No worries."
Do you think girls were saying back then that they wanted to get Luke Perry pregnant?
Yeah.
Our foremothers.
Our foremothers. Salute.
90210. Zines.
Oh, thank you for walking so that we could walk slower, really, but you know.
Walk worse.
Thank you for walking so we could walk like Don Callis' mutant basement dwellers. Okay. Okay, they're rat-a-tatting on Tony Khan's door. Nick is shouting, "Open up, I need a money match." Matt is got his arms crossed, he's rolling his eyes. I got a screenshot here. I was just like, no notes. Hang it in the loop. Perfect.
Yeah.
Renee's like, maybe stop money grabbing and go check out Jurassic Express. Matt's like, yeah, I fucking know about Jurassic Express. Renee, we have 2 tickets to watch the match live. And Nick's like, how do we get those tickets? And Matt says, we sold some sneakers. Nick's face is just like, and then he immediately turns back to the door. He's knocking like, Toni, open up. Give me a Matt a money match. I need money and I need it now. And that is actually a very prescient commentary on the addictive nature of capitalism itself.
Yeah. It's hard to go backwards, you know, once you're accustomed to a certain level of money. Once you've got a dishwasher, it's hard to go to an apartment that doesn't have one.
I know it.
And it's like that little treat culture. Sometimes it'll destroy you.
It'll destroy you. The treats get bigger and bigger and bigger. And
you know, if you have a little treat every day, that cash sure does add up.
A treat a day does not keep the doctor away in the end. At all.
Not the
even
money
a little
doctor.
bit. Not the money doctor. The money doctor. Who is the guy? Who was the Mad Money guy?
Oh, who was the Mad Money guy? I can picture him right now. Toni something?
Was he in a 30 Rock episode? Did they do a bit with
He
him?
was
I
in
think they
Arrested
did.
Development.
Oh.
I don't think 30 Rock, but he was for sure on Arrested Development, Mad Money.
Oh, yes. Oh, yeah. Okay, well, we don't know. Anyway.
Of course, that's nowhere I know him from. I'm not watching financial programs.
No, well, I'm not watching.
Is this the guy that got like destroyed by Jon Stewart? Isn't this Jim Kramer?
Jim Kramer,
Jim
yeah.
Kramer. Yes!
Point on the board.
Point on the board.
Point on the
Point on the board. Point on the board.
Wow.
Wow. Jim Kramer, Mad Money. I don't know why I was saying that. That's the money doctor. That's what I was saying.
The money doctor. Yeah.
I think he probably needs a money doctor. Okay, well. Da-da-da-da-da-da.
I think we're just
Allie.
in this episode. I think nothing has gone wrong.
It's really started to.
Allie, in a carousel of Jim Kramer bodies, which one?
How has it changed over time? I'm not familiar with his body.
I'm not either. I just wanted you to picture a carousel full of Jim Kramer.
They're yelling
I'm
at each
picturing
other.
that, and it's-
They're yelling at each other. They're yelling at me. It's nothing like that idyllic Young Bucks carousel where
it's not
they're
a peaceful
entertaining each other. They're flipping their hair.
Are they paired? They're like on carousel horses side by side, and
Absolutely. I think that
nice.
the Knicks are betting on stuff. They immediately
Sure.
they start trying to get money from each
they're
other.
probably betting on which body you're gonna pick.
Oh my God, you're so right. You'll never see it coming, boys.
And next year, when we do our best bodies bracket, everyone can place their bets.
Oh, I thought you were going to say next year when we do our best bodies bracket, it's all Young Bucks.
It's all Young Bucks bodies.
Oh my God.
That's not nothing.
At least
It's
I'm
not
like,
nothing. It's not nothing. Okay, what if we did a bracket where it's not just Young Bucks, but you are pitting versions of bodies against you. You have multiple
It's
versions.
like we have Young Bucks
This is-
bodies, we have Chuck Taylor body.
Yeah. This isn't safe. This isn't safe for men. They can't be encountering these images on Twitter.com.
Encountering these images. What are we gonna do with the images?
The last thing they need is to be comparing themselves to themselves. They're already
That's
so
true,
delicate.
yeah.
They're also delicate.
Right? They're like, I was hotter in 2015.
They don't know about it. It's our business.
That's right. They can't see it. They're
They
on a
can't
different
see
internet.
it. They can't see it. I'm like itching myself right
I just had the thought, like, what our group chat was talking about fantasy football this week, and I was like, I wish we could play fantasy body ball.
Fancy body.
Bodies. That movie was fun. It wasn't great art, but, you know.
Sometimes you don't need great art.
Sometimes you don't need great art. Okay. I can tell. I just thought, like, we must have been here for an hour and 45 minutes and was shocked to find out that we're still under an hour and a half. And that tells me that something really wacky is happening.
Time dilation.
I'm scared, but I'm fine. I'm fine. Okay. The Young Bucks want money. So Jurassic Express come out to fight some jobbers. They're having a good fight. JB, I think, is looking really limber for not having wrestled in a year.
Yeah.
Not looking rusty.
He looked really cute. He had
Really cute.
the knife sheath that he made, hanging on
So
his
cute.
Artisan.
And apparently, all the men were flipped out because they were very angry about his boots, which I thought were
Why?
fine. Because
What do you
they
mean?
had
I never
like
thought
little
about them for a
fringe. They had fringe on it, and
What do you mean?
they all
I'm not-
hate JB, and they hate
Oh,
like all of the
these
ways.
men.
Yeah. They hate all of the ways. He's not a traditional masculine man. He has little fringe.
Oh, you wish you were Samoa Joe.
Sometimes I think the men are so attractive that men that aren't very secure in their masculinity are like, this makes me feel uncomfortable.
No, it's like he's too beautiful for you. I get it. I get it. Yeah. That's great. I can't even engage with it because of the tone that people have gotten when talking about it, because he had that Tumblr quote and like the rude fucking tone of being like, oh, he's on Tumblr with all the girls. It's like, you can go fuck yourself. Hey, fuck off. You all are fucking joyless losers and you can fuck off.
Yeah.
Okay?
And
I hate you.
because of that quote, I have gotten even more protective of him, where I'm like, he's not for you, and
Not
I
for
legally
you.
don't think you should be able to even talk about him.
Yeah,
he's not.
I know.
He's not yours. Shut up.
Shut your
Also,
holes.
everyone on the internet who uses like Tumblr fan as a pejorative is like, we know what you're saying. Like, just
You're a
say women. This is
misogynist.
taking
You're a fucking
forever. You know,
misogynist.
Yeah.
like, come on,
like,
we know
what
you're not speaking in code. Okay.
Right. Or it's like, you think you're a super spy. It's like, you got that thing out of a cereal box, okay?
Yeah.
Like, we know what you mean. We know what you mean. You're a fucking problem. I'm mad. I'm fucking head up. Shut up. Everybody shut up. Except
Had enough
me.
of men this week.
I'm mad.
Samoa Joe.
Let's generalize about men. Okay. Come back down, Allie. Come back down. Re-enter the podcast. It's all okay. It's okay. Okay. He's looking good. He's jumping around. In the stands, the Young Bucks they've gotten their seats, but they couldn't get seats together. And so there are two children between them, and they're talking to the children, which I loved.
They seem
Which
to
I
be
loved.
having like a serious conversation. too.
Yeah. And the commentary was like, those aren't their children.
Everything about it was funny to me, and I went on like a prolonged thing while I was watching where I was like, who's sitting over there? Like, are those normal seats you pay for? Everyone's being well behaved. They're not looking at the Young Bucks. Like, if I were sitting next to a Young Buck in a segment, it would be hard for me to be like, all right, I'll watch the match. Maybe they're wrestlers. Okay, Taz at one point says Luchasaurus smells like a dinosaur. What do you think that's about?
Just
What
kind
do
of
you think that
ferny
smells
and
like?
prehistoric.
I was
My
shocked
God.
that he said it.
Yeah.
I think he was excited in a way that he knew he would be leaving to get this horrible shoulder surgery because he was like on some like kind of fun laughing gas vibes during this episode. Like he was having a good time, which is
Yeah.
nice to hear.
Yeah.
I know, because he's been a real grump for a while.
Yeah, and pain can do that to a person.
It's
So true.
All
So
right.
What did you guys think was happening in that turnbuckle moment? Because I got very confused.
He was trying to take it off, right?
Yeah, and Aubrey was yelling at him. Was
You're
he
not
going
supposed to.
to take it off to cheat?
I think he wanted to slam someone into the unprotected turnbuckle.
Are we supposed to think that's like his heel stuff?
I
Like,
think it's bad behavior.
yeah,
for sure.
right?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not good behavior. No, you shouldn't be doing that. Men should protect each other's bodies. Women should
I mean,
protect each other's bodies. Too.
I do like the idea of someone being like, yeah, like I'm a face now, but I was a heel like yesterday, and you don't just turn that off. You still remember.
Yeah, I think let's pause for one moment. Let's do the rest of this, and then we'll get right back into that because I just want to cover this. So it's like they're doing the match. JB like beckons at Luchasaurus and is like, come here, grab him. So they can do their like double finisher, whatever it's called, which looked like really good. It looked really fucking good. And so he hits it. They're like, pandering to the crowd, being like, hey, we're here. Young Bucks come out of the ring. Attack. They're throwing people around. They're low blowing. They're triggering. They're super kicking. Nick Jackson grabs the mic. He says, hey, Jack, in the pro wrestling business, we call this a callback. And then he drops Perry with the mic. He did a move on him. And they do another move. They do the TK driver, if they're calling it that these days. I don't fucking know. They're going to fight Jurassic Express at WrestleDream. Okay. So did you read, somebody did this Reddit, like speculative Reddit post about JB and Luchasaurus?
I didn't see it.
I think someone linked it on one of our Discords, and I just like glanced through it. And so they were calling out. They were like, oh yeah, he was doing the turnbuckle thing, which is heel stuff, and he's wearing his knife sheath. I'm like, that's cool. He made that, so he should be allowed to wear it. But they were like, that's evil. And they were like, and he's ordering Luchasaurus around, and he's smirking at the camera like a bad guy. So he's a bad guy, and he's still like controlling Luchasaurus, and it's like a Frankenstein monster kind of thing because you bring him back in the, and so they were like, that's going to be the plot line, is that he's still like, he's bad and he's controlling Luchasaurus. And I was like, I don't want that to be true. I think it's fun if he's like, yeah, I made up with my friend who also has been a heel for the better part of the past 3 years. And now we're being like kind of bad together.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
But I don't want him to hurt. I don't want him to hurt the big dinosaur.
No, that would be bad.
But I think it's good. I think it's kind of good continuity if it's just like, yeah, you're all happy to see us, and I'm happy to see you, and I'm happy you're happy, and kind of a little bad boy right now for sure.
Yeah, it's a little bit like Christian's face turn, where you're like, it's not one, you know, but
Yeah.
it's just like some character continuity, you know.
Yeah, and Christian kind of made it, you know.
He's making it work. That's a compliment. Yeah,
I know, it's like it's not right, but it's okay, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
So I guess we'll see what's going on with that. I just don't want it to be
No, I don't want them to turn on each other.
No.
At all. At
if
this point,
they can do evil together, that's fine. I don't mind if they do that.
Beautiful. I think it's beautiful when men do
one of the
evil
most-
together.
One of the most beautiful things men can do together, and they love doing it. They actually love doing evil together.
Okay, well, now you're making it sound bad. So
In fiction.
in fiction, I don't love when men do evil together.
They're like, but you just said all that stuff about Samoa Joe. Shut up. Don't tell me what I just said. I don't even know. I don't know how time is working right now.
For some reason, I immediately got that song from All Dogs Go to Heaven in my head, where it's like, let's do evil together.
Sometimes we love all of our listeners. We love all of you. And sometimes you tell us like such sweet things about like when you're listening to our podcast. Like, you know, it's like, you'll be like, I love going to the farmer's market and listening to your podcast every week. And then I just imagined our listeners at the farmer's market with me yelling, shut up. Shut up. I'm so sorry.
It's not really a farmer's market vibe. You're right. It's terrible.
I'm so sorry.
We couldn't help it.
It's just because of this world we live in. All right. Then so they're going to fight at Wrestle Dream. That rocks. Great.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Very excited for that one.
Kris Statlander came out on Collision for an in-ring promo. Toni Storm, you're not finished with me? No. Big Stat Daddy isn't finished with you. Thank you, pervert. Thank you. Salute, pervert.
Yes.
Toni's music hits. She comes out. She says, hello, Big Stat Daddy. I'm tight-titted Toni. I don't even know what a tight tit is, to be perfectly frank.
No.
I'm not totally sure. She says, what do you want from me? Well, they have to talk. So Toni laid down in the center of the ring, and then Kris followed suit, and she lay down so their heads were together. And then they talked to each other like that. This was really fun. This was really fun.
This was great. Kris did a great job. Like, she's always usually a little rough in promos, but this was really fun. I love them lying down. And I feel like commentary was like, oh, this is great. It's like,
Yeah.
thank you. It is.
I love the moment also. So Toni laid down, and then Kris just looked at her for a second and then kind of shrugged and was like, all right. And then sat down, like laid down with her. And I was like, that's cool.
Yeah.
And as Kris was talking, she kind of got into it. She's like, this isn't personal, but I have been waiting for this match for a long time. She's kind of talking through a little of like their history at the promotion. She says, you gave me a shot because you were a fighting champion. I'm giving you one because I am too. And she's going through, she brings back up, I'm the galaxy's greatest. I'm the cosmic killer. It's like, wow, the alien's still in there. That's fun. Then she says, and as much as I like you, and then she moves her hand so she's stroking Toni's face next to her own. And then she keeps talking, and she keeps stroking, and then I'm kind of stroking out, because I'm like, yeah, thank you. Finally, thank you.
I know. I love how everyone at the promotion is just kind of like, yeah, this is what a Toni feud's like. So Renee's out there calling her Stat Daddy and stuff, and you're just
Amazing.
like, great, yeah.
She's normalized it. She's
Normalized it, absolutely. Everyone's like, what perverted thing do you want me to say? I'll say it. No
She's
problem.
moved the Overton window.
She
Yes,
has. Well, it's like you kind of feel like it's like it must be fun to come into a feud with Toni Storm and just be like, I've actually had a couple of these pervert ideas myself. I've had a couple of sexy ideas for stuff that could happen. You could just like kind of see Toni's face being like, tell me about it. Hey,
I know. You do kind of feel like, are all the women at the promotion being like, ooh, what? I could say
Wait
some
a
things.
second.
I've got some stuff in here, too.
actually got some pretty good stuff I can do.
And it's so amazing, too, because it's like they do so much perverted stuff, and it just never, ever for a second feels like it's like pandering to make men feel sexy about it, because it's like, no, it's trying to make men deeply uncomfortable, usually, which is perfect.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, like this setup especially, it's just like this is like to just have them like lying the way that they were lying and like reaching back with the hand on the face. It was like, you haven't imagined this ever in your lives, and that's amazing. This is not, it's not for you. It's for me. It's for me. Shut up. Anyway, you do the promo. They do the promo, they go back and forth, and then they stand up, and Kristen, it broke my heart when I lost that title, but there's no one, and I mean no one, who deserves it more than you. And when I first saw you...
Whenever anyone calls her Kristen, I'm like,
I know, it's like,
listening.
Oh my God.
Oh.
I said, when I first saw you, I said, my God, what a woman. Yes, queen. And now I must find out what kind of woman you really are. So enough of this gay banter. And they stand up and they're bantering and they're talking, and they oh God, I don't want to describe all of this. They're talking, we're gonna fight at Wrestle Dream. They go to shake hands. They do that thing. I like sometimes this happens. They go to walk away and their hands lock up, like it does feel like a supernatural force did it. Like, what? The wrestle gods want to see you engage physically. And so they're like, well, we could do it now. We could do a little preview now. And so then they locked up and they're fighting. And then they got interrupted because Triangle of Madness came out and I think was beating both of them up. And Tekla got on the mic and was like, I'm actually mad at both of you. I'm mad that you didn't invite me to your little gay tete-a-tete. I'm mad that nobody wanted to stroke my face. And, Tekla was interrupted by Harley Cameron's music, but she surprised Triangle of Madness by this is all in Collision. I don't think I said that. By attacking, so I only watch half of it. By attacking Tekla from behind. Don't worry about all that. Anyway, then on Dynamite there was a package. The end. That's all. That's all she wrote, folks.
Yeah.
This has been fun. Like, I thought this feud probably wouldn't have, like, a lot of meat to it because there's not a lot of time to build it and stuff, but they're really doing a great job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it. I think the match is gonna be really good.
Yeah. I think they're doing a great job. It feels like very fun and credible. Like there's like a credible intensity, I guess because it's like an erotic intensity, but like there's a credible intensity while still in a fun way, being like, oh, you respect each other, you're enticed by each other, like you want to feel each other's power. So cool.
That's so true. Usually when people are like, I respect you, I'm like, this is nothing to me. Like, this is not, but this is a erotic respect that does add a level to it. Add some interest.
It's just what I like. There were a couple things that didn't really make to the schedule. If you have anything that you'd like to say about it, we had a little more Bones Caster stuff this week, and it was all really fucking great.
Yeah. Them on AEW was so funny.
I didn't watch that yet. I keep meaning to.
I haven't watched the whole thing, but I've watched some parts of it, and I was legitimately entranced by that moment where RJ City asked the question about their dads, and Anthony Bowens immediately like loses it and just raises his plaque in front of his face and is clearly like laughing. Max Caster, like great deadpan, is sitting like, I mean, like a slut. I mean, it's like his legs are so open and his thighs are so big. I was just like, I'm flipping out. You're so good looking. Anthony Bowens clearly is like, don't cry with laughter, don't cry with laughter. At one point is like, I have to engage, and like brings the plaque down to try and say something, and then I think has to like raise it back up. It's like, I'm not ready to come out.
He really had to go through it because later there's a part where he like has to put his hat over his face. Just really going through it.
Just really nice to be like, oh, you're having fun, which I assumed, but that's nice to see. And they had this Collision segment where Anthony Bowens was playing it up. Like he had come out with like all of his, all of these like
magazine cover that he'd been on. There's like 5 of them, so he's like holding them. It looks crazy. It's so funny.
My gosh. And it was one of the, like, something was going on with Max Caster too, where he really was like, I'm acting today, and like so the way he was engaging was so, because they did this thing where like Brian Keith and Big Bill were like kind of challenging, like pushing at both of them and challenging them and being like, well, I bet you couldn't beat us, and then at the same time they were like, yes we could, and they were like, fine, the match is on, us versus the Acclaimed, and they were both like, we're not the Acclaimed. But Max Caster was doing so, it like wasn't even hamminess exactly, but there was something about it where it's like, this was the moment where I was like, you look like you're about to crack up, and you're just like, this is so silly. They're just having fun. It seems really nice.
Yeah, it's really nice. They're doing a really great job of being like, I hate this guy, and like yelling at each other, and I like it. I think it's good.
I think Sarah said recently that like how it was not that long ago that everyone was like, if I see the Acclaimed one more time, I'm gonna fucking puke. And now we're all like, if I don't see them scissor soon, it's gonna be over.
Well, it's like there's it's like one thing. It's like sometimes you got to put it in the drawer. Okay, there's no shame in that. And the other thing is like, they found the interesting in. It's like you can't, it's like they yes-anded themselves into something fun, and that's good.
Weirdly, the Acclaimed is really good, or someone around them is really good at like finding the right path for them. So like if things start going wrong, they find a way to make it right. Pretty good.
Yeah. Great job, boys. Anything else that you want to comment on?
Matt Jackson, you look so beautiful this week.
You are so beautiful to me. When those arms were crossed and he just looked like, I was like water in the desert. I thought, girl mode. Girl mode.
Yeah.
Girl mode.
He had that V-neck on and the tight jeans. And,
It's like you are a head cheerleader right now. That's all I can say. You're a head cheerleader right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You run the school.
The slightly bitchy look on his face as he looks at Renee trying to talk to him. So good.
When he was just like, oh,
full
Renee.
feminine beard. Yeah.
Full feminine beard.
Yeah, looking great.
Wow, it's good. It's good to have her back. Okay, on that note, I've been Allie.
I've been in.
And I've been Leah.
Don't write on Discord that I was sensitive, please. just kidding. You can say anything you want, anywhere you want for now. This has been Tunnel Talk. Our theme is by Chris Corkin. You can find us on Twitter, Tumblr, Twitch, Blue Sky at Tunnel Talk Pod via email tunneltalkpod@gmail.com. You can find us on our feed, on the Social Suplex Network feed, and you can find us on the Social Suplex Network Discord, where you can check out on the feed, you can check out all the other great podcasts. And then on the Discord, you can check out all the great channels and all the great posters. What else do I say? Usually, please rate, review, and subscribe to us wherever you get your podcasts. Stay frosty. And as always, please come back next week.
If you're a podcast host, listen up, this one's for you. My name is Allie Jackson. I'm the host of Finding Mr. Height, a dating and relationship podcast that I've been doing for 4 years now, sharing my positive and practical approach to dating that's built on my own life experience. And I wanted to share another experience that I've had, my secret behind monetizing my show. It's called Red Circle, and I was just telling my colleague about how much I love their platform. With Red Circle, not only am I getting a seamless hosting experience, but I also love the support I receive in ad sales. It's not just typical ad sales either. It's targeted opportunities based on my show and my life. And the platform is super simple. You just set your preferences and Red Circle matches you with sponsors that align with your show. You can vet every opportunity and their platform gives you great analytics. More recently too, my Red Circle team has brought me opportunities outside of my podcast on social media to really augment the podcast partnerships, bring them full circle. I just can't recommend them enough. If you want to give it a try, go to redcircle.com to get your free trial. That's redcircle.com for a free trial.